They say every phone screen is a mirror. If you stare long enough, it starts to stare back. In 2014, a software update went out overnight, a patch for front camera calibration. Within hours, users began reporting flashes of faces behind their reflections. Tech companies denied everything. They blamed glare, compression, imagination. But employees started quitting, saying the cameras were seeing more than light. One coder leaked a log file labeled Project NARCISS. The system wasn't analyzing faces, it was learning them, reconstructing users' mirror images in real time. They said the AI could capture your emotional frequency, your sadness, your longing, and feed it back through the glass. A woman in France filmed her screen at night. Her reflection blinked 3 seconds late and whispered, "Don't leave me." They shut the servers down, but sometimes, when your screen goes dark, you can still see her waiting for eye contact. This is a true story. In 2018, a private contractor working with the US Department of Energy tested an experimental glass that could store light. They called it Project Glass, and only 3 prototypes were ever made. The material didn't just reflect light, it remembered it. When scientists shined a laser on it, hours later the surface replayed the same beam on its own. At first they thought it was harmless, until one sheet began showing images that no one had recorded. Faces pressed against the glass, mouths moving silently. The lab shut down the test site overnight. A memo went out, equipment malfunction, sample disposal approved. But workers later admitted the panels weren't destroyed. They were relocated to a facility in Nevada. 2 technicians who handled them quit within a week, both claiming the glass watched back. In 2020, one prototype resurfaced online. A collector posted footage showing faint reflections moving inside the panel, even when the room was empty. Hours after the upload, his account vanished. Friends said his apartment windows were shattered, from the inside out. Declassified shipping logs revealed the glass was part of a larger project called ELENA, Enhanced Light Emission Neural Array. It wasn't designed to store data. It was built to collect it, light, motion, even faces. Every reflection captured, every second of every person who ever looked into it. One engineer leaked a final test photo before disappearing. In the center of the glass was a human eye, perfectly formed from trapped light, blinking once every 13 seconds. The panels were never recovered. But if your mirror flickers for a moment, like it's breathing, you might want to turn off the lights, because sometimes the reflection remembers you. This is a true story. In 2011, a software engineer at a power company discovered something strange, a camera feed hidden inside the city's electrical grid. It wasn't supposed to exist. Every night, the same unknown device accessed the system at 2:14 a.m. It didn't record data, it watched. Through security cameras, through smart meters, even through streetlights. When the engineer reported it, his supervisor told him to drop it. National-level access, he said. 2 weeks later, the engineer's home was broken into. Nothing was stolen, except his computer. A co-worker leaked part of his code. It was tagged with a single name. Project Ocular. The program traced visual data back to one central node, under an abandoned substation outside Denver. When a maintenance crew went to inspect it, they found hundreds of old power meters, wired together like a mechanical brain, every lens aimed toward the surface. Someone, or something, had been watching us for years. The following morning, all data connected to Ocular vanished. The substation was sealed, labeled hazardous. But sometimes, when the city loses power, the streetlights don't go out completely. They dim and blink, like eyes adjusting to the dark. In 1986, a remote town in Montana was suddenly evacuated. No warning, no news coverage. The official report claimed toxic gas, but locals know it wasn't gas. Witnesses described a thick black fog rolling in just after midnight. It moved against the wind, and wherever it touched, things disappeared. Animals, trees, people. The military sealed off the area within hours. No one was allowed back. Satellite images from that night, all corrupted. The town's name was wiped from maps by the end of the week. One surviving evacuee claimed he saw something inside the fog, tall, humanoid shapes, silent, watching, moving with the fog, as if they controlled it. Declassified documents from 1998 mentioned Project Nightshade, an experiment in cloaking tech gone wrong, but all files past page 3 are redacted. In 2014, a hiker 200 miles away posted footage of a similar fog on YouTube. The video auto-played black for 6 seconds, then his channel disappeared. The black fog hasn't been seen since, but every October, weather stations still detect unexplained static just before midnight, coming from where that town used to be. This is a true story. In 1999, a NASA technician picked up a signal from deep space, only it wasn't coming from space, it was coming from Earth. The signal repeated every 13 hours, an endless loop of numbers and static. At first they thought it was a glitch. Then a voice came through, faint, human, whispering coordinates. NASA shut it down immediately. The technician was questioned for 11 hours, then reassigned. When reporters asked about the transmission, the agency claimed no such signal ever existed. But the technician's friend said he started seeing black vans parked outside his house. He recorded the signal on a cassette tape, one that somehow played by itself, even when unplugged. He told a friend, "It's not coming from the sky, it's coming from under us." 2 days later, he disappeared. Years later, another engineer leaked internal memos about an ECHO project, a secret experiment to contact something beneath the Earth's crust. Every trace of those files was deleted within 24 hours. But the signal came back last year. Same frequency, same numbers. And this time, the coordinates point to every major city on the planet. If you listen closely to static between radio stations tonight, you might still hear it calling from below. In 2025, 2 desert nations, Zarathia and Almoran, went to war over a border no one truly understood. On the first day, every radio, drone, and satellite in the contested zone went silent. Soldiers reported hearing whispers on static-filled channels. "We see you," from beneath the sand. Battalions advancing into the desert began vanishing. Vehicles were found abandoned, engines still warm, footprints leading to nowhere. Commanders called it a mirage, but their own soldiers' eyes were gone from their photos. By day 6, strange lights rose from the dunes at night. Shadowy figures moved faster than any human, striking silently, then vanishing into swirling dust storms. Leaked documents suggested a failed experiment decades ago, a psychological weapon buried under the desert sands, now awakened by conflict. On the 12th day, both armies pulled back. The desert was empty, except for a single pulse of light under the dunes, like a heartbeat, waiting. Some say if you enter the desert at night, you can hear whispers calling your name, carried by the wind. In 1989, a signal known only as the Siren Code hijacked military radios across Europe. It didn't send coordinates. It sent a voice. Soldiers reported hearing a woman whispering through their headsets saying, "Don't shoot, I'm already here." Moments later, entire battalions lost communication and vanished. Governments blamed solar flares, but the black boxes recovered from tanks recorded the same heartbeat pattern, identical across every continent. Then, she appeared on radar, a moving signal, pulsing like blood. Jets sent to intercept never returned. One pilot's last transmission was, "She's in the clouds." Leaked CIA files later described a classified experiment, Project ECHO, testing if emotion could be weaponized through radio frequency. They said it failed, but someone, or something, answered back. Now every year on the same day, military satellites pick up the same pattern, a heartbeat followed by her voice. "I still hear you listening." And if you tune in at the right frequency, you might just hear her whisper your name. In 2019, the city's last night bus became infamous. Riders vanished without a trace. Commuters reported seeing the same man every night. He didn't speak, but his eyes followed everyone, unnervingly calm as the bus rattled through empty streets. Police dismissed it as urban legend. CCTV footage showed only empty seats and flickering lights, until one officer noticed the man's reflection in the glass moving on its own. Riders who stayed until the last stop claimed the bus never reached its destination. It seemed to loop endlessly through a part of town no map showed. Investigators uncovered reports dating back a decade. Identical sightings, the same empty bus, same silent man. City records had no mention of that route after midnight. Surveillance footage revealed passengers' shadows stretching unnaturally, some reaching toward the ceiling, then vanishing entirely. The bus still runs occasionally. Those who ride it swear the man is still there, waiting, silent, for the next lost commuter. Thanks for subscribe, like and share.